Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I'm so excited for today's video because this stuff is just like my cup of tea. I love this. I love talking about this. Today's video is all about things that I would do to better help yourself, like mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and grow into 2024 the right way. So in this video, I'm going to talk about EFT tapping, journaling, manifesting, gratitude, affirmations, listening to frequency music, and meditating. Without further ado, let's just hop right into it. I love this. My mom introduced me to manifesting probably 4 or 5 years ago. Gosh, no, it's probably been longer than that. I think it was like my sophomore year of high school. So I'd say probably like 7 years ago. And now I'm 23 and I'm doing this yet again, talking all about how to manifest for 2024 and how to basically create the best reality. If you close your eyes and you think about 2024, what are some of the things that you want to happen? What are some things that you yourself are going to be doing? What do you want to look like? Who do you want to hang out with? Who do you want to call into your life? That is what you should be visualizing, and then the vision board just brings it into reality. It kind of gives your mental image a physical space to reside so that you can look at it if you want, and it reminds you of those things that you think about in your head. But it's also something that you are putting energy into, and if you're putting energy into something like that, it makes it that much easier to put energy and time into achieving the goals that would allow those visions to become reality. And there's a ton of different ways to manifest, and it's really all about finding what works for you. There's the 3-6-9 method. And then there's also scripting. I do scripting a lot. That's my preferred method of manifesting. And it's always with the mindset of this or better, because you never really know, because sometimes we have these ideas of things that we want or we think we want, but then other things come into our life that are 10 times better, and then you become thankful that you didn't receive what you originally were asking for, because it wouldn't have been enough, or it would have caused problems, or whatever other various reasons. This is the other thing that I would recommend, just simply writing out what you're grateful for. I started doing that really consistently my senior year. So like the way my high school works is there's a senior musical at the end of the year. So around like April, there's always a senior musical. And I had been wanting to be a part of the senior musical since 6th or 7th grade, when they would let us come to the high school and like watch the dress rehearsals. And I just remember thinking, man, I want to be like that when I'm a senior. Like, I want to be up on stage, right? So I already had the initial intrigue, and then knowing that this was coming senior year, you know, I was telling my mom all the things that I wanted to do, and she got me this journal, and she's like, here, just write out what you're grateful for, write out some affirmations. Because I was also going through a lot of image issues, and I was very self-conscious, and she's like, writing out affirmations would help, writing out what you're grateful for will help. And it can be literally anything, big or small. Simply just waking up in the morning. You should be grateful that you're waking up in the morning. You could be grateful for fresh air. You could be grateful for the bed that you sleep in, the roof over your head, you know, any of that kind of stuff. But you could also write things that you're grateful for that you don't have yet, you know, but you're writing it as if you already have it. Hold on. I still have this journal. It's in a box back home in Ohio, but I distinctly remember as the time got closer to when like the tryouts were gonna be, writing, I am so grateful that I was confident enough to try out. I'm so grateful that I got the part. I'm so grateful I got the lead, you know, all of these different things. And I did that probably like for 2 months straight before my audition. And then when I got the audition, it went so well. And just like the entire time leading up to the actual musical, I was consistently writing in my gratitude journal, you know, all like geared in the direction of the musical and things going well. And I kid you not, I mean, I was a nervous wreck, I'm not gonna lie, but I would get up on stage and it was like the second the lights got on me, I was calm and I felt great. And I felt like that was where I was supposed to be, that was where I belonged, and it was fantastic. But that was probably like the most vivid manifesting I'd ever really experienced, and it's simply just because I started writing what I was grateful for. So if you're looking for an easy way to like dip your toes in, I would highly recommend that. This journal I started this journal on November 12th, and I do 3 affirmations, 3 things I'm grateful for, and 3 things that I'm manifesting for. And I have done that, I mean, today is December 15th, so I've done it for a little over a month. It's a part of my morning ritual. I feel so off if I don't do it in the morning before I like leave. I like affirmations because one of the things that people I think skip over when they're manifesting is the work that needs to be done internally, because you're gonna have your limiting beliefs, you're gonna have your doubts, your negative self-talk. I feel like most people have that. Most people experience that. Some people have imposter syndrome. Some people are as confident as they would like to be. Those things you should be working on at the same time that you're trying to like work towards your manifestations, because they go hand in hand. You know, you can't really have one without the other. You have to have good positive self-talk, confidence, all of these different things, and these are things that you can manifest for, but you should also be putting in the work to do so. And affirmations and listening to frequency music has really helped me to be more confident in myself and to not shy away from who I actually am. But anyway, I feel like reflecting now on this past year, I feel so much more confident in myself, in my abilities, and what I'm looking for in life with friends, a significant other. This year was a lot of dipping my toes in different things, whether it was activities that I was doing, jobs that I did, people I was spending my time with, and because of it, I got a lot more confidence in myself. It's been a great feeling. So this coming year, one of the big things for 2024 that I want to work on for myself, that I kind of slacked off on this past year, was accountability. Holding myself accountable and really being able to rely on myself, because you can have motivation, but motivation is not something that is sustainable because it comes and it goes. So what you really need to work on is like accountability and discipline, and those are things that I am not I know, like, I'm self-aware enough to realize that that's something that I do not possess very well, and it's something that I'm wanting to work towards, because you could be working towards these things and you can have this big dream of what you want to do, but you might start doing the work to get there and you run into all these roadblocks, or, you know, your discipline isn't there, your accountability isn't there, and you come up with all these different excuses that keep you from getting to where you want to be. And it's literally just limiting beliefs, or the way that you were raised, or things that you have to like untrain yourself. Like, you have to unlearn so that you can move forward. And I think that's one of the things that has helped a lot for me, is doing the deep work. But anyway, I'm rambling. One of the biggest things that I think has changed my life in 2023 was my mom and my brother introduced me to something called EFT tapping, which is, I think they're called meridian points, like all over your body, that line up with your nervous system and your body. I don't know if you've ever heard this. There's a book called The Body Keeps Score, and it talks about how your body literally holds on to traumas and different experiences that you've had throughout your life. Your body also holds on to so much emotional pain and baggage and things that we've told ourselves our whole life, things that other people have told us our whole lives. And the tapping is kind of like a way, touches the meridian points that are directly associated with your nervous system. And if you have like the intention of what you're trying to like release, so let's say you've been hurt in the past by someone you love, so you're afraid of getting into a loving relationship. Like, what does that look like? What does that feel like? I'm scared because the last time I was in one, I was hurt. If you keep that mentality, like that's your intention going into it, and you're tapping on these points and you're thinking about wanting to release that emotional baggage. And obviously it's not something that's going to happen overnight. Like, it's not going to be a quick fix. It's definitely something that's kind of like a progressive thing, and it builds on top of each other. But I've noticed so much change, and I used to have so many limiting beliefs of, I'm not good enough for that, I don't deserve that, you know, that's not how I was raised, and all of these different things that were just keeping me stuck in place. And I could have all the goals that I wanted, all the dreams, and try to manifest as much as I possibly could, but I literally could not get anywhere because I was stopping myself. Like, my body was stopping myself because I was scared, or I was hurt in the past, and it was keeping me from moving forward. And by doing the tapping, the journaling, all of the things that I've started to implement into my life in the last few months especially, I have seen so much growth and more like openness and flexibility. And I am just so forever grateful that my mom and my brother introduced me to it. But it's making me so excited for manifesting for 2024 because I feel like, you know, I've got this like clean slate, or like there's a lot less weight. The emotional baggage is just being like released, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. But basically, those are the practices that I have done. Tapping, listening to frequency music. I have such a hard time meditating. It's definitely on my goals list of 2024 is to get better at meditating, because for some reason, again, I have a very active imagination, and I feel like my brain is constantly going, and I will just like be a squirrel in my own brain and be thinking about 10 different things all at once. It's crazy. I don't know. I can do it, but the only time I've really successfully meditated was before bed, because it puts me to sleep. Which I've talked to my mom about it. I'm like, does that even count? Because like I fall asleep during the meditations, and I've tried to do like sit down meditations with like my mom and my brother, and we like listen to a guided one on YouTube, or there's a really good app called Insight Timer that has like thousands and thousands of different like free meditations for all sorts of different things. But every time I would do them with my mom and my brother, I'd fall asleep. And we get like halfway into it and I fall asleep, which my mom is like, well, that's good because you're like relaxed, and then it's like your subconscious is tuned in to what's like, you might not consciously be aware of what the person is saying or exactly what it's doing, but your subconscious is turned on, so you're still getting something from it. But that's the only time that I could actually like meditate, was if it was okay for me to sleep. So I would do them before I went to bed. But if I don't meditate before I go to bed, the best thing that I've done is there's this playlist, and I might link it in the description box down below, but there's this playlist. I listen to this every night. I have listened to this every single night for the last, oh my gosh, like 4 or 5 months now. Come on, there it is. This playlist, I found this on Spotify when I was like searching up frequency music to listen to, and it's completely changed my life. I wake up feeling so refreshed, and I fall asleep so quickly. There's only been a select few times when my brain is just too hardwired that I can't fall asleep, and the frequency music isn't helping me. But I'd say 99% of the time I fall asleep within like 10 minutes of turning the frequency music on, and I am asleep, and I sleep so soundly throughout the night. And it's actually the mornings that I wake up where I hadn't listened to the frequency music that I feel like something is off, because my body, like I've been doing it for so long, my body's just gotten used to the way that it has helped. Because I don't know if anybody has ever heard of this, but there's like something called like sound therapy, and that's essentially like what listening to frequency music does. It's kind of, it helps because different frequencies reach different parts of like your body and your nervous system and all of these different things. Like you can look it up. There's tons of information on it. One thing I highly recommend, every day you should do something for your mind, body, and your soul. Obviously, try to get outside as much as you possibly can. Ground yourself. Like I'm talking, I'm not gonna show you my feet, but go outside, take off your shoes, take off your socks, and walk on the ground. Like grass, sand, dirt, wherever you're by, whatever you're by, go and put your feet in the grass, on the ground, lay on the ground, whatever you want to do, ground yourself. And it is a way to kind of calm your entire body and kind of bring you back into the present moment. And if you've never heard of it before, try it out and just see. But yeah, listening to frequency music, attempting to meditate every once in a while, tapping has been a big one, and writing out my affirmations and my gratitudes every morning, and like my manifestations, oh my gosh, has been such a game changer. I feel so ready to take on 2024. It's not even funny. But I would honestly take advantage of those things, because there's already a ton of people out there that are doing these things, that believe these things work. And why wouldn't you want to tap into a collective consciousness that believes these things work so wholeheartedly? If you tap into that energy, you're almost guaranteed to succeed, because all of these people truly believe that it's going to work out for them and everything that they're manifesting for is going to come true. And it's like, why wouldn't you tap into that? Like, it's right there for you to just like step into. But anyway, that's all I'm going to put for spiritual tips and tricks for getting the life that you want.